The M-Audio Venom is a 49-key analog modeling synthesizer that created all the sounds that you've heard on the song, except the drums, because, well, drum samples suck. Now to clarify, I'm not talking about the samples provided with the synthesizer, I'm just talking about drum samples in general. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the Venom. First off, if you didn't like the patches used in the song, don't automatically think that the Venom isn't right for you. Most of those patches I created. And since good is subjective, you might not have made them. And since a Venom can make some really deep edits, I have found that you can make almost any sound imaginable. In other words, it shapes its sound to your needs. The next thing I would like to cover is build quality. The synthesizer is made out of plastic and overall is a medium weight, weighing in at 4.6 kilograms or about 10 pounds. The knobs are a bit wobbly, but the buttons seem pretty solid. The pitch bend and modulation wheel are smooth and feel solid. The keys, the most important part in my opinion. They feel plasticky, but overall are smooth to play. They aren't terrible, but they are better than most other keyboards and synthesizers that I have played. The reason that I am noting this is because being a pianist and practicing on an actual piano, I am pickier about the way the keys feel than most. Now let's take a look at the Venom's front panel. Starting off on the left, you have the mixer section that has a master volume, synthesizer volume, direct monitor, microphone gain, and instrument gain, along with the mono monitor. It has two audio inputs for those, and works in your DAW as a recording interface. Moving down, you have the arpeggiator, on-off switch, and tap tempo button, and below that are octave and transpose buttons. The four knobs you see here are controls for the parameter grid below. You can flip through what you are editing with these buttons here, and can control extra parameters with this on-off switch. You can pause the video right now so you can read what you can control with this front panel grid. Moving over to the right, we have the mode selector for pattern, multi, or single patches, and a store button for storing patches you edited. Next to this is an LCD screen that displays the patch you have selected and also the value of modulation and sorts when you are tweaking patches. Next, we have our value knob for quickly flipping through patches and a button for selecting the bank that the patch is in. The Venom features 4 banks of single patches, A, B, C, and D, and 2 banks for multi-patches. Now we see the multi-controls. That includes a single button for muting, enabling, and selecting a part of a multi-patch. The 4 buttons are for each layer in the multi-patch and light up when being used. Lastly, we have the edit button for tweaking multi-patches from the front panel. Okay, so now let's take a look at what the back has to offer. You have your on-off switch, 9-volt DC adapter, USB port for plugging it into your computer, MIDI in and out ports, sustain pedal input, expression pedal input, microphone and instrument inputs, auxiliary left and right inputs, and left and right 1/4 inch outputs. On the front, you also have a headphone output. In my opinion, I think that this synthesizer can give you fairly good sounds, and I use it in my own productions. But my opinion really doesn't matter in this situation, because you're the buyer, and I'm not. So I hope you found all the information in this video helpful, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. See you later.